I think the most important thing is to study first and make sure that you kind of know how the questions are staged, because the test itself is pretty easy. It's just the way that it's formatted can be a little confusing.
Don't freak out because you are prepared for it, because of the classes you've taken in the past. They have prepared you for this test that you're going to take next week.
One thing that really helped me not freak out and not get anxious was taking it by myself, the whole thing. And once you're in that situation and you've timed yourself taking the whole thing, then when you're actually there, it's not as bad.
Take your time, breathe, drink water, take care of your body, and just come in prepared. Know that when you're taking the test, you know what's know what is expected of you.
You should care just because it is very important, and although this isn't going to define you as a person, this will define your future into education. Do try very hard because it is very important.
The importance of taking the ACT test for your future is that it will eventually it can be the deciding factor of whether you get into a college or not.
I think it's important, especially if you're applying to schools next year, if you're going to apply for scholarships, because a lot of places really take a look at that when they put you down as a candidate, is that they look at your scores and they want to know how well you did under pressure and as your test scores.
If I want to show off to others, to other people or to other schools, whoever the person who isn't concerned of this would be, then I need to show them that I am capable, and that would be done through this test.
A lot of colleges pretty much judge you based on that one number, and say if you didn't do as well, your options will be more limited the worse you do. So the better you do, you'll have so many options and so many paths you could choose from, and just opportunity.
I think it really impacts your future because where you're going looks at these test scores, and it's important because that's a first step into your career.
To prepare for this test, I studied a lot. I took an ICT book and I studied and I did the questions, and in a short amount of time that was given. I also went over, I asked my teachers for tips that, for instance, grammar tips or mathematical tips that they should be given. But before I went into that testing room, I made sure that I was in a good attitude, because a good attitude equals good results.
To prepare, the first and foremost, most important thing is practice. I took the test by myself. I printed out a mock test, and then I timed myself at home, did that a few times, and I also had help through teachers and stuff. And the second was sleep. I got a lot of sleep before the test. The third is oatmeal. Just kidding.
The most important I think I did was to take the practice test, because a lot of the test questions are similar to the ones on the test. So if you kind of take it first and practice, you know what to expect already.
One thing that I did to prepare for this test was I studied a lot and did practice tests, and I just worked on my test taking abilities, whether on the reading test, having the questions next to it so I know where I'm looking for the answer.
It helped me to have a can-do state of mind. It helped me to really process what I was reading and not being so rushed and kind of just nervous. It helped me to calm down and to perform on it.
I think time management became obvious on the test, because I can see that what I studied was just on the paper, so that's when it became obvious that was important.
My preparation came in the math test because I was able to finish it with extra time, so even the questions that were a little more difficult, I was able to go back to and just double check my answers, so I was able to manage my time enough to give me time to check my answers.
Preparation was obvious because I saw things, for instance, things that were in the that were in my practice, I saw within the test. Grammatical errors that I did before were now corrected. because of the practice. And then when I came into the real test, I was prepared.
Important test strategy was
Try to remember equations that I've learned when I was younger. Most of the time the equations are on the page that you need, so just plugging in answers. For the reading, I put the article right next to the question, so I know exactly what I'm looking for in the article for the answer.
If it takes you more than a minute, I pass on to the next question and I will come back to it if I have time.
I personally worked one page in the front and one page in the back of the section, and so I'd meet in the middle sometimes, and I also would watch the clock to see how much time I could get for one question.
time management, because if you split up the questions in your head, how much time you take on this question and this question, then you can get more right in the shorter amount of time.